picking up where he left off 12 months ago.
Of course that didn't miss. Of course it didn't. First point of the match and he hits the line.
What a great job Goran's done on his bag over the last few years.
Why does he look so nervous, Goran?
Lovely.
It's a pretty swift second serve that he was going for. Just a little tip of his hat to the quality of returns he's seen so many times, live and on a television screen.
It just seems so unusual, doesn't it, when Djokovic misses a straightforward ball, and the relief that gives a young player like this is palpable, really. Doesn't happen often. Two in a row.
Moves very well, actually, does Prizmic. I'm not sure that he's got enough on the diagonal to cut off some of the angles from Novak when he pulls him out on the three-quarter length. And you get the feeling tonight the world number one will be able to hurt him down the flanks off both wings. Early breakpoint opportunity.
Well, if you told me that Novak would miss three virtually unforced errors in the first game, I wouldn't have believed you, because that's a rare occurrence. Off that backhand wing?
Yep. Devastating from Djokovic early on.
Djokovic.
That was one shot I wasn't waiting for. The drop shot from that position.
Got some decent flexibility down there, Josh, hasn't he?
Djokovic.
He's going to need it.
He certainly does. He's working hard, and that's what you get to see here courtside, just physically how much work he's doing. And it's not even the first game, so ball's coming out pretty sweetly here for Novak. Right off the bat, he's looking good.
Djokovic. 15 love.
28 straight matches at the Australian Open. Quite a few coaches already in his young career, Dino. He's been searching out for the information to try and get him up the rankings as quickly as possible. He was fooling you in the first game, Fitzy.
That is someone you may not know, Mark. That's one of our greatest, in recent times, one of our greatest AFL players, Chris Judd. Gee, those shorts are a throwback to the 70s, aren't they?
Yeah, he and Holger Rune.
He's got legs like a Queenslander, Josh. Well, he's never stressed, is he? Just plays within himself.
2 games to love.
And Dino, you know, in the first game, to me, it was like a successful game for him because he competed well. He stayed with Djokovic right until the end. There's the great man. Gee, it's good to have Andre back. It brings a smile to my face. Jane Herdlicker on his right, our left, looking at the screen, the president of Tennis Australia.
I'm sure Novak will have done his homework, but he'll know that Dino, a big fighter on the court. He'll always be looking to find a way to try and win a point, even when it looks as though it's a lost cause. He's got a great mentality. Worked from the age of 13 at Ivan Ljubicic's academy.
That's a seriously good shot right there. Under pressure too, by the way. Hey, he can obviously play. Good stretch, as you mentioned. You've been talking about that, Mark, and as in a defensive way, and then to turn that into an attacking backhand down the line. That was a difficult shot.
Something a little special.
Portugal.
Foul.
40-15.
It's not a bad miss, to be honest, when you're taking on Novak. Fact is, you're 40 love up in the game, probably going to win it from here, and you've got to keep giving him things to manage out there. Keep dropping in your serve at 140 Ks. He's going to be all over it.
Well, he does this better than anyone in the game. When he gets into the point, Djokovic he's going to win the majority of these points from the back of the court. Logic just says that, and past record says it. So Dino's going to have to come up with something different, and that second serve attempt at 40 love was one of those.
Foul.
evening's entertainment may still prove to be.
Well, it's become very apparent
50
quickly with Dino that he's more than just a one-trick pony. He's got a lot of repertoire, doesn't he? Good feel there on that drop shot. Opened the face nicely. He's got good technique. He'll be a complete player, you would expect, as time goes on.
Cain, Djokovic. Djokovic leads 3-1.
Nice redirect, just caught it a touch late, which is why it landed wide of the line. It's again doing a good job of staying as close to the baseline as he can. He does not want to be getting pushed too far back and opening up the angles for Novak. Prizmic trying to do something that nobody else has done before, and that's, as a qualifier, beat Novak in a Grand Slam match. World number 1, 21-0 in that particular department. Comes from Split. Last couple of years he's been training in Zagreb. Place that Goran obviously knows very well. That's his hometown. Niki Pilic was from there. Mario Ancic.
Pretty part of the world, isn't it, on that Adriatic coast?
Still goes back there a bit to train. Had big support from his parents, and his older sister was a tennis player as well. Part of his inspiration to play this game.
30-15.
Well, therein lies the strength of Djokovic's return. I'm not sure we've seen a better returner of serve in the history of the game, really. There's nothing wrong with that first serve, maybe a couple of centimetres away from being perfect, and Novak was right there. Played it back with some interest, really.
Let's
Bit more angle on that first serve, a little bit better direction.
And that was absolutely perfect, stuck in the corner.
$15. $30.
Do you see any restriction of movement down there, Josh?
None whatsoever, but gee, it's been intense moving from Dino in these first 5 games. He's really covered a lot of court, so I don't really see any impingement, but it's a different intensity, of course, when you're playing against Novak, so I just think he'd be feeling the shift of intensity every single point. I mean, he's covering some serious court down here, and Novak's, he's hitting it sweet like he always does. So, Dino's deep in the court. He's covered a lot of territory already in just, 30, 40 minutes of play. So when you're a junior coming up against the greatest of all time, it's just so different. But he's really holding his own, and he started very well.
Effortless excellence from Djokovic's racket.
4-2.
I'm loving his sense of belonging on this big court. It can't be easy to come out here. It's a full house. You're playing the greatest, and he senses that he belongs on the big stage. And of course, at 18, there's so much more upside in every part of his game. So I think this kid's got a really big future. How big, we'll find out as the years unfold, but there's no doubt we're seeing one of the players of the future.
Let's first. Love 15.
Well, against most players, that might have been okay, this approach. Not quite deep enough, not quite wide enough. And against Djokovic, though, it's asking for trouble. Look at the accuracy there on that second ball. Is he the most accurate player you've ever seen? He has to be.
I mean, it feels like it, doesn't it? Whenever we're witnessing a generation of absolute dominance, and we're certainly seeing that from Novak right now, it feels as though he is.
Yeah, look at that ball there, Mark. And then this one, the other side. It's uncanny how accurate he is. And Josh is right. You know, Dino's covering all sorts of territory just to stay in the point because of that.
Love 14.
And that forces a younger opponent to go for more, something he's not familiar enough with yet, and draws more errors.
Perfect setting, and it does feel as though there is another masterclass loading here from the world number one.
You want to answer that? Or?
You think he's not relaxed? Hope that wasn't Josh he was talking to there.
Cain. Djokovic.
Just brutal brilliance from Djokovic. Nothing that Prizmic can do about it.
Djokovic
5-2.
leads 5 games to 2. 15 love.
When can I rest my case about the accuracy, or should I just accept it as normal? I mean, second serve on the line, moving away. It's incredible to watch.
Actually thinking with Andre here, obviously their partnership lasted just under a year with Novak back in 2017 when he hired Andre. Had obviously made a few comebacks of his own, and Novak was looking to come back from the elbow surgery that he had had. But one of the big things that Andre did was change rackets for Novak and just remodified it.
Let's first.
Andre, after that split, saying that they agreed to disagree on numerous occasions, but the racket was something that they definitely came together with. Sent about 30 frames
15.
over to Riccardo Piatti's place just outside of Monaco. Novak said, I can't test 30 frames. You need to pick 3 that you feel are going to be probably my best fit from what you know about me and how I play. Which is exactly what they did. They took a little bit of lead tape down off the top of the racket, dropped it about 10 grams. But the biggest difference they made, and you talk about accuracy, Fitzy, which is why I'm telling this story on set point, they changed the string pattern from an 18-20 string pattern to an 18-19. They made it just slightly
Game.
wider.
First set.
And it just
Djokovic.
definitely helped him have a little bit more accuracy on the ball. And there is
6-2.
another one that lands right in the corner of the corner.
Love 15. Fifteen all.
Not happy with a mortal sort of shot.
Thirty, 15.
I like the body serve.
40, 15.
It's Peter Boll there, our 800-metre champion. Mark?
Didn't I see him on Instagram on one of the evenings here with Novak doing some sprints?
Novak and friends, yes.
Yep.
Don't tell me Novak was...
No, he didn't get the better of him. No.
Good game.
Prizmic.
Get the sense in a rally like that that the left leg that he's got taped is
15 line.
being problematic for him. He's not loading as much. Three of those he was kind of leaning for, wasn't getting right behind the ball. Therefore, he's not going to get the best possible strike on it.
It'll be interesting as this match unfolds and as more data becomes available on Dino's ball striking. Like, it looks like his numbers are decent. Looks like he's hitting it pretty hard and just comparative to Novak's weight of shot. So just for an 18-year-old, his weight of shot is very good.
Thirty, 15.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder too whether he is not enjoying that stretch out to the backhand side there. Dr. Josh Eagle will check that out for us.
And you could bet your bottom dollar that Novak, his awareness to all these types of things is just next level. So he is just directing so much traffic out there to that backhand side. And he does play a lot of backhands with an open stance. And that's going to hurt if you've got any impingement whatsoever in your abductor. There he goes again.
Djokovic. 1 game over.
Invaluable time out on the match court, though, here for Prizmic, and that's what he wants to bear in mind, no matter how sore that left leg is and how much he's getting overplayed.
I like the fact they're letting fans in more readily, not keeping them locked out for 3 games at the start of a set.
Bring it now, or you bring it now, or yeah.
I think he was just asking John Blom, how do I beat this guy?
He's asking the wrong guy.
Letfus.
I didn't know Josh was a stand-up comedian like either, by the way.
Ask John out at a 60-degree wedge from 40 yards out. He's probably going to give you a pretty good indicator. Well
Great
done.
Effort. Yeah, great effort. That's what it takes to win 1 point.
15 love. Thirty love. Forty love.
Great acceleration through that particular shot. Sometimes you feel as though he spins away from the court a little bit too much, doesn't get as much on it, but that was an absolute beauty. As was the follow-up serve.
Love 15.
One thing's for sure, he would not have been a good draw in qualifying. He's a good player.
And more importantly in this era, he is a fantastic athlete.
Fifteen all. 15-30.
Josh, he must be pretty quick because Novak overplayed that drop shot then.
Yeah, I'm just not so sure Novak's... Yeah, he's obviously trying to move Dino around. That's a clear tactic here from courtside, so I just may have just overplayed it a little bit. Very noticeable how much he's really trying to make the youngster move side to side, bring him up.
Croatian grip, not Aussie grip. Mark Webber in the house. Decent bit of acceleration on the tennis court as well. And that was some fine finesse, and incredibly, Novak still made him play one extra shot.
Thank you. Time elation, warning Mr. Djokovic. Cain, Prizmic.
He has fired up Melbourne. What a firecracker.
Prizmic leads 3-1.
Well, after that game, I'm sold. I mean, he has to be the real deal to be able to perform like this, even over a short period of time so far in this match. Some of the tennis he played there was of the highest level. They're pumped down there.
Players are ready, thank you.
He's left a lasting memory no matter what. How about a statement?
Love 15.
What a response from Djokovic.
Love 13.
And in the country that invented the boomerang, here's potential for the boomerang break.
15-13.
Such a rare occurrence as well to break Novak in general over the last 52 weeks. One of the best holding serve. In fact, I mean, you're getting down into 0.6% that separates him and the best, which was Tsitsipas up at 88.4%. Novak at 87.8. That's how good his serve is. That's how secure it is in general. Marco Panici is a fitness trainer, but he also is a qualified tennis coach, and he sometimes, as we've seen in the past, does get involved.
Djokovic.
Couple of rippers off the forehand side on the return from Djokovic.
3-2, second set.
He's got a complete game though, hasn't he? You can tell when a young player moves forward, I think in the court more than anything else, you expect a good prospect to be solid with good technique at the back of the court. But when they move forward and they show versatility, feel, they know how to open the racket face, take speed off the ball, that's starting to convince me that he's probably a complete player and will certainly evolve into one. That two-handed down the line is fraught with a bit more danger than the one across court, obviously. Over the higher part of the net, shorter target. All of that, and to change direction like that. But he has to take risks, doesn't he? To get Djokovic to stretch and to be a little bit uncomfortable. That's the type of choice of shot he needs to make, I'm sure. And it's one that might produce a few more errors.
40-15.
Carlos Gomez Herrera just on the other side of Goran to his right. Came on board last year. Good friends with his brother Marco, and they trained down in Marbella together. Milan on the left is physio. I believe that's Stephen Sashan at the back left over Milan's head there. I believe he's the chiropractor. He has a practice here in Carlton.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, it's happened a couple of times already. Please don't call out just before the player's about to serve. Thank you. Cain, Djokovic.
Showing a bit of emotion means he feels like he's got a contest, doesn't it?
3 games all.
Big couple of games that for Novak in terms of trying to ease his way through to the second round tonight and not getting himself involved in a dogfight. Everything may be all right with the wrist, but obviously the less time he has to play out here in a competitive environment, the better it is.
Of the tournament, it allows you to spread your matches out. If you go through to the back end of the tournament, you have more downtime. And it's a 15-day tournament this year for the first time. So there's an extra day. Who's the smart guy playing on the first night so that he'll have more rest days in between? Shooting through on the champ. I think tonight it'd be a little bit slower, Josh, than during the day.
A little bit. He's looking a little agitated here, Novak. You can see sometimes he's looking up at the coach. There's a bit of dialogue between him and Goran, so just showing signs of he's a bit tense, but I think that's just due to the quality of what Dino has produced. Fitzy, it's always hard to compare, isn't it? But I've had the luxury of being courtside for Novak's first matches over the last couple of years here, and sometimes I think, boy, he's not playing quite as well, but I just think that's the quality of what Dino has brought. So I think Novak's ball striking has been excellent, and He's got to be happy with how he's hitting the ball, but I think this next sort of 10 minutes is really telling in this match and which direction it goes.
Gee, he's got some game, hasn't he? Really impressive.
30 all.
No problems generating his own pace from up high, from a slow ball that's up high. That was the second one. But the first one I thought was incredibly impressive. I'm not sure about you two guys, but I can't tell you how impressed I am with this lad tonight already. This is this is a high standard.
I agree, Fitzy. I just can't really think of, you know, of apart of the obvious Carlos Alcaraz and Holger Rune. I mean, this kid is awesome. He's got so much firepower. Forehand's massive.
Prizmic.
There's parts of Melbourne that Prizmic has seen tonight already that people that have lived here for 40 years haven't. Novak working him over.
15
I cannot tell you how good this looks courtside, guys. This is just awesome. Again, the physicality for 18, but just the power, the self-belief. There's so much to like about it. He is the complete package already.
You wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley either, would you, Josh?
Not with those quads.
He's a big lad.
30 love.
I think he's going to have to risk a little more at times on that position on the due side. He's very wide. I know he shuffles over a little bit to his left-hand side, but it's tough for him to get his forehand into play very early on the return because he's so wide. He's going to have to hit backhand, stay there, and then get to the middle of the court. If he could drift around it a little bit more and hit his forehand, he'd be already in the middle of the court. Plus, it's a quicker shot with more variety. He's going to have to accept that Novak's going to burn him a few times on that deuce side out wide with the serve.
Djokovic. New ball, please. 4 games all.
So Djokovic heads for a new racket, new restring, I should say. This will be slightly tighter in the hand. Brand new. That's because the new ball's a faster mark, isn't it? And he'll feel like he's got a little bit more control here.
Yeah, there's some numbers that are significantly different tonight. Second serve points won, hugely different. Prizmic just 5 out of 16. Novak protecting his second serve beautifully. Won 11 out of 14, but also returns back in a court. Novak has only missed 6 out of 42 serves. That is a rare miss, as I just highlighted it.
Well, that's come from the new balls. They're so quick through the air that the felt is still compacted so tightly around the core of the ball, and it just carries further. That's why you needed a tighter racket to try and control it. Still couldn't manage to keep it in.
Let's first. Chile. Forty, 15. Fifteen love. Love.
And that's the thing about Novak's serve. That is absolutely bang on average in terms of his first serve speed tonight at 192. But if you don't hit your spots, and that's what's so impressive about Novak's serving these days, is that more often not in those big moments he does. Because if he doesn't, it can be a fairly comfortable pace for these players to return.
(40-15).
He certainly hasn't had it all his own way, has he, in this set, Novak? So this will have his attention, no doubt. He'll be thinking, yeah, this kid can play. He's one of the next group. Doesn't mean he won't beat him in straight sets, but this set's still in the balance a little bit here.
Cain, Djokovic.
Just happens to be twice his age.
5 games all.
Twice the wisdom.
Crowd really getting involved here, guys. It's loud courtside, and I would expect Novak right about now just to try and play a really disciplined game, really try and make a lot of balls. Slight bit of wind coming from behind his shoulder, so his shots have got a little more velocity, a bit more shape, and when the ball hits the court, it's sort of jumping and pushing Dino back. So let's just see how much Dino can withstand in this game.
Well, it's rare that he's had something like that to work with, but how quickly he capitalized on it.
Prizmic. Love. 49.
Well, the next 5 or 7 minutes
6-all, second set.
will be interesting.
Not just the best player in the world currently, but the best player of tie breaks as well. Djokovic with 324 tiebreakers won, 167 lost. Prizmic at this stage of his career has only played one breaker and he lost it. Off to the perfect start here in the second set though. Second fastest second serve of the night just to keep Prizmic at bay. Well, not to get disheartened, Fitzy, after what was a rocket of return. He then hit the reset button and outlasted the world number one.
Prizmic.
Well, to a small degree here, I'm just sitting here shaking my head. I didn't think he could be this mature, this advanced so early. What a performance this is so far. To win the match is a whole different ball game, but this certainly has everybody's attention, including Novak. Did the hard work.
3-2.
Although Novak distracted from somebody in the crowd.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, as the players are about to play, and especially just before the serve, don't call out. Thank you.
Just goes to show how tense Novak is here right now. He's concerned here. I guess there's degrees of concern, but he's got some. So in his mind, Murphy's Law is at play at the moment, Novak. A few things going against him, including a let cord, an awkward ball presented to him. And he's down a mini break in this tiebreaker.
He's a little irritated as well. He's just on edge. He's just, I think he's a little surprised how much is coming back. He's throwing a fair bit at Prizmic, and just so many balls are coming back. And this is a big couple of minutes coming up. Does Dino have the self-belief to go on and win it from here? That would be really interesting if we go one set all. Novak, he's on the edge here.
Let's seconds.
Has been dropping a little deeper in this second set. Prizmic on the second serve of Djokovic hasn't really worked out for him. But what it has allowed him to do is make more returns.
5-2.
And in the most pressurized of situations in this second set, that simply was good enough.
And you can understand, as great as Djokovic is, there's still a little bit of something to lose here. Playing against a young gun, Croatian. Same part of the world. So not a lot to gain, but a lot to lose here for Djokovic.
Prizmic.
Novak, who's won his last 17 out of 18 tiebreakers in the majors. The only one he lost to Alcaraz last year in Wimbledon in the second set in that quite simply breathtaking final. And Prizmic has yet to emulate Alcaraz.
Prizmic. Prizmic. 6-5 Prizmic.
Silence greets the third set point for Prizmic.
Second serve, Prizmic.
Amazing end to the second set. You felt as though Prizmic was going to pay the reputation tax, but he didn't need to. Settle. Crazy court coverage.
All.
He's got a very physical style, Prizmic, Fitzy. I mean, if there's one thing that would concern me is over 5 sets against somebody like Novak or Aryna Sinner, who's going to push him into the corners, and how low he goes and how much effort every shot takes out of him. What the cumulative effect of that is. If he can hit that, he doesn't have to run. That's a simple solution.
I mean, you look at a guy like Rafa, though, and he's big, powerful. You know, they're power athletes. The guy that's built like this, yeah, I mean, over time, I mean, he's got to get more miles in his legs, doesn't he? And maybe he can take a leaf out of Novak's book and just become incredibly supple.
Oh, another look down the court there from Novak.
Thirty. Yes.
Well, he's already answered the fact that his best tennis is good enough, isn't it, Prizmic? But the question tonight, I think, is how long can he maintain this for? Because he's playing at an awfully high level.
And Jannik Djokovic.
And he's going to feel physically superior. You can see how quickly he's getting up to the line here to try and serve.
Cain, Djokovic.
And he delivers.
Yeah, you got to hit the reset button, don't
Love
you?
15.
Be resilient enough to take the disappointment of losing the previous set. Start again.
Just looking at some of his numbers tonight that we have here, cross-court forehands for Novak up at 59% of the time. He's going cross-court. Been interesting last couple of years when he's been playing here, and it's felt quicker. He's been the one that's been very quick to the punch on the forehand down the line. There's been matches where he's been going down the line more with his forehand than actually going cross-court, trying to beat players quickly through the court. Not that he can't beat you cross-court, particularly off the return of serve, but I'll be interested to see as this match continues and as the tournament continues whether that's something that stays the same for Novak, because it would be an indicator that he feels as though the benefit of trying to take his forehand quickly and early down the line isn't there because the conditions are that much slower, and he's going to have to work the point more.
Judging
from that last little slow-mo, Fitzy, I think he's already kept his body pretty supple, this 18-year-old. His idol is Novak, and I guess he's taken a big leaf out of that book.
An early big moment, though.
30-40.
These big moments are always just around the corner, aren't they? No rest for the wicked, as they say.
Higher frequency of serves out wide on this ad side tonight from Prizmic.
Yep. It seems to be his favourite, doesn't it, on the big point?
Couldn't find it.
Cain, Djokovic. Djokovic leads 2 games to none.
Well, it's been 2 hours of incredible stuff from Dino, so you would expect at some stage he just has to dip, and whether that's it now and how long he can dip or stay low, that's the question. But gee, he's been great for the first couple of hours of this match. It's been so impressive. Novak, on the flip side, hasn't been at his best tonight. He's made quite a few unforced errors. He's a little agitated. You can see him talking now with John Blom, the umpire. He's just a bit frustrated about the crowd coming in and out. But he certainly has made a few more unforced errors, Mark and Fitzy, than what we've probably seen over the last couple of years early in the tournament. And guys, I think he's just he's made a few more unforced errors just due to the quality of his opponent, the play of what we've seen from Prizmic. I'm not sure what you guys think up there, but that's what it looks like courtside.
Dangerous. He was out of court, wasn't he? Backed away. It's just when you're out here, you have to do. If you go down the line there, you have to do more with it because you're wide open.
Goes down as a clean winner. I'm not sure it was the cleanest hit that he's had tonight.
$15-13.
He's going to be a big boy when he fills out, isn't he? Young Dino.
I don't know if he needs to fill out that way. I mean, he can go upwards. If he can fill out that way, it's going to help his serve an awful lot. Backpedaling was Novak, but huge forward propulsion on that forehand from somewhere, and it caught Prizmic flat-footed for one of the few times tonight.
I think that's one of the hardest shots in the game, to back away like that and hook it down the line, inside, in, as they say, over the high part of the net. That was as good as it gets, really. He's not totally comfortable, is he?
Josh, has it got windier?
It certainly has. It's coming down the court from behind Novak and just swirling around a little bit. And I think you're right, Fitzy. He is not as comfortable as he would like to be. There's no doubt about it. And again, yes, the conditions a little bit, but I just think that extra ball just keeps coming back from Prizmic. He is moving well. He's a great athlete. And the quality of the ball is coming back as well.
came up with him can only be good news for Prizmic and his future. If he can stay with Novak for long rallies, that shows something pretty special. He can improve the other one.
Yep.
0-4.
Let's for serve.
There's another one. If you can stay with this guy over long rallies, I don't want to draw you in the first round. Or the second or the third. Goran always looks a bit concerned, but maybe it's genuine here.
Goes his way. The only area that may be just a little bit of a concern for Prizmic right now is the slow but seemingly steady drop-off in pace on his first serve. It's a small data point at the start of this third set, but he's been averaging 192 Ks. He's down at 184 right now. Maybe he's changing things up, mixing it up, or is he just fatiguing a little bit and can't quite find that pace?
Forty 15. New ball, please. Ball change, please.
Not that anyone in his camp will be surprised about the durability of Prizmic. They would have seen it day in, day out in the lab back in Split and in Zagreb. But everybody here absolutely enthralled in this one. To say a big congrats to Tennis Australia here at the Australian Open for letting these fans in the middle of a lot of these long games. It's great to see them being flooding in. The players will get used to it.
Hurry along quickly, please. Thank you.
Let's not forget, back in August of 1994, when Andre Agassi was playing in New Haven against Jan Simmerich, and they brought in the music experiment for the very first time at changeovers. The rock and roll star didn't love it, blasted the tournament officials, said if this becomes part of the game, I'm not playing. The music's still playing. And the fans should be allowed in.
There's the great man. Four-time champion at this tournament. Well,
15 all.
Still neck and neck. Hasn't been able to break the shackles, has Novak? And I'm not sure there's many in this stadium would have believed the situation we're in right now. This is a genuine contest.
You're kidding. The Incredible Hulk.
That may well stick, Josh.
What? I mean, it's not often, guys, you see Novak just beaten up physically. He normally does this to his opponents. But he's battling out here big time.
There's a bit of Mr. T there too. Not short on precious metal.
Just something a little quicker there from Novak. That was an interesting moment, wasn't it? That was a fairly knowledgeable crowd, because that was the kind of silence that underscores a massive moment, usually at the back end of a match, not in the middle of a set at 30 all on serve. But the crowd recognizing how much stress the world #1 is under at the moment.
Deuce.
Classy finish. One of the other areas that's been quite interesting tonight is just to see how infrequently Novak has chosen to use his forehand as his first shot after the serve. He's usually, he sits around 68% of the time trying to get his forehand into play after his serve. He's right down there tonight at 38%. Happy just to coax backhands over. And you can see how destructive the forehand is on that final point. And there have been a few looks over to his various coaches about the forehand and whether he's not entirely comfortable with that shot, which is why he's trying to beat Prizmic tonight with that two-hander. I don't know.
Wow, what a play that was too. He's got X factor. I mean, that was a defensive forehand that a young player could control with underspin and put it in a very awkward place for Novak.
But you talk about the evolution of a game, and even in match, nothing's static. It's always changing. But that serve there from Novak was something that he produced because his kicker on the ad side in particular was getting beaten hands down by players. Committed to the task of believing that a big second serve down the tee on the ad could bail him out of trouble. And the avalanche of majors that came after it was testament to the right strategy. He's delivered again.
And that is Djokovic.
Neither of those two forehands were massaged. Both feet coming off the ground on both of those shots. That's how much energy the players are having to expend to get the ball through the court. Prizmic again, just not overplaying the situation at all. Quite happy to trade with a couple of little slices. And Novak understandably forcing that forehand. If there's anything to read into those stats, it's a tribute to the way that Prizmic has played. He is forcing Novak to stick the needle of the speedometer on that forehand side right in the red zone. Errors will come.
Advantage Djokovic.
How alert was he to that opportunity?
Yes.
And he's got the weapons. He's got the first step speed to get out there and then the power to put it away.
Thank you.
Geez, an advanced 18-year-old. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Players generally go after that second serve when they're under pressure, but Novak's good enough to make it. Big second serve there when he was, in his mind, under the pump.
Mark, I can't imagine he would have lost too many games, let alone a set at the French Open Juniors last year.
Let's for serve. Advantage Prizmic.
He did lose one.
It's way too early, Josh, I know, to ask. But I'm going to ask it anyway, whether he can win it or not. It's too far away, isn't it? That'd be a silly question, wouldn't it?
I mean, I'm not so sure. He's playing very well.
There's a lot of runway from here.
A lot. Gee, that's twice he's done that. He's had the break point and missed the return.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, he doesn't look, out of breath or puffed after he plays a long point. He looks very comfortable physically, which is not always the case when guys play Novak, because we know how well Novak changes direction, the depth of shot. So physically, he looks really quite fresh for
for a guy that's played 2.5 hours with Novak.
Advantage, Prizmic.
As I said, that forehand down the line has been such a good barometer of Novak's success and form here at the Australian Open in the last couple of years. Wayward there.
Well, after getting that early bandage on his leg, it just doesn't seem to be hampering him at all, does it? He's lunging, covering so much ground in most of these points.
I like this play here. I think Novak needs to try and maybe take a few chances on Dino's second serve, or at least have a bit more presence, move up in the court. Just try and go out after that and just try and see if you can get, you know, maybe a few more short replies. At the moment, there's no space. There's just no place for Novak to attack into, obviously, throughout the course of these rallies in this match.
Well, a look at the cup that's usually in his hands on the final Sunday.
15-14.
Although on Mr. First Sunday, it's perhaps slipping through his grasp, but he's got a potential chance here to turn things around. Well, it's the uncertainty that he causes you as an opponent that I think is the most impressive. There's this kind of willingness to trade and go deep and not overplay any situation. But then he's got the firepower to force it through your defenses. It's just never comfortable.
Good shot there too. Novak did incredibly well to get that first serve back in an awkward position.
Yes.
This could have easily been missed, this forehand.
Tidied things up beautifully.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Well, can he physically last 5 sets? He's made him work again this game, Djokovic.
Wait, please. No. Can you raise the camera, please?
Djokovic shows his mettle.
Yeah, he does. And I'm not sure, but I just have an inkling there was a tiny bit of tapering off of energy there. Josh, did you notice it or not?
Well, quite possibly. He's walking, nice and slowly to the towel, just trying to buy a bit of time. But I'd be amazed. It'd almost be inhumane if he wasn't feeling somewhat fatigued. 2 hours and 40 minutes against the greatest of all time. So you would have to expect it's going to come at some stage. But
move along quickly, please.
Yeah, he's looking good though. Like between rallies, he's not looking as fatigued. I'm not sure what you guys think up there.
Every time. I mean, 30 or 50 seconds we lose every time.
I agree.
I think it's already the longest first round that Djokovic has played at the Australian Open, Josh.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think off the top of my head, the last time he played that real long first round against Paul Goldstein way back in 2006.
Love 15.
Interesting that he wasn't happy there with the players, with the public coming in the even game. All of the players are obviously aware of it.
Yeah. Well, he's saying that they're losing 30, 40 seconds. And maybe he's more concerned about the fact that it's giving Prizmic more chance to recover in those moments after a game like that. New agent for Novak this year. Back right there, Mark Madden. Certainly be hoping some things remain the same though in 2024.
15,
like dominating the scenery here in Melbourne. How many times have we seen that from Prizmic tonight? Scrambles one over.
15-14. Let's. 13-14.
He's got it all, hasn't he? He can attack. He's already an incredibly good defensive player, Mark, as you noted earlier. He's got all the shots in the book, it seems. Exciting. But as good as he's been so far in this match, there is a long way to go to beat the champ.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Two big games there. I don't know about you, Mark, but when I look at this and I see when Djokovic comes back from a breakdown and gets his nose in front again, you half expect the youngster to just drop off a notch. With most players, you do. It's rare that they don't, but it's even rarer that an 18-year-old doesn't. He's maintaining incredibly well for nearly 3 hours now.
30 love.
Craig Tiley. Andre Sarr there to his right, to our left. Andre Egley.
Correct.
Let's.
One of the supervisors. Neutral. From Switzerland.
$30-15.
Wonderful return. Anticipated the serve down the middle, or read it, one or the other, and took it early.
30.
Young Dino cannot slip up here. Well, another mistake here could cost him the set.
Djokovic.
Novak unloads on a forehand. And despite desperate defence from Prizmic, he gets the valuable break.
Djokovic leads 5-3.
And guys, I think for the first time he does look a little fatigued. Dino Prizmic, he just a little sluggish during that last rally. And Novak, he's trying to bring the crowd into it. He's asking for more support, and he'll get it if he keeps playing like he has in the last 10 minutes. He's just tightened things up, a lot more consistent. And have a look at this reaction.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
He's asking for more. Certainly couldn't have asked for more from both these two players.
love 15.
Once again, giving cause for optimism in his support crew. Everything Djokovic is getting tonight, he's having to earn. That's when life is at its best, when it's at its most meaningful. Certainly was for that fan. Interesting that he decided to not go with the big second serve down the tee. That's been an average of 175 down that particular channel in the court, but you feel as though, as Josh was just saying and Fitzy's alluding to, that Novak feels as though his opponent is just starting to fatigue out here, and he's going to be superior suddenly in the longer rallies.
Let's go, sir.
Gee, what a big moment to try that. A deliberate short slice there to bring Prizmic forward, and it was just played to perfection.
40-30.
The slice and glide. No matter the situation, he plays the right shot at the right time with utter conviction. undiluted passion of the 10-time champion comes from a breakdown in this third set to take it 6-3.
It'll be another feather in his cap, Dino Prizmic, if he can stay with Novak longer and not drop off now. I think the majority of players would probably start to drop off a bit, even if they're fatigued. But just the fact that they fought so hard, they're down 2-1 against this level of play. If he can maintain it even further, it will tell us even more about him. First time he's overrun the ball there, and that can be a bit of tiredness too. Bit of leg strength there, not pushing back at the right time. Just getting too close. I think Josh is right, as always. You know, he's going to have to push himself physically here to stay with Djokovic early, you would expect, in the fourth.
Definitely, you're seeing the court and the conditions really slow at the moment. It's nearly 10:30 at night local time. It's cool. It's only 19 degrees out here, and this court just feels heavy. There's not a lot of winners, and so the match is really turning into a physical grind.
Isn't it amazing how the conditions change so much here from day to night, temperature?
Goodness me. Just when you feel as though he is running on vapours, he comes up with something like that.
30.
Well, I think he's got to take some chances now, guys. I mean, to just try and outgrind Novak over the next two sets and win both of them, I'm not so sure anyone can possibly do that. So I just feel he has to take a little more risk. The forehand's the weapon. You've got to use it, and that is simply awesome.
Cheers.
I'm sure Novak will be happy he started on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Get an extra day to recover from this. This is physical. He wouldn't have been counting on something quite as strenuous as this. Assuming he wins.
Advantage, Djokovic.
What a throw ride this has been.
And just quickly now, it seems like Prizmic is defending every point, doesn't it? I mean, not the aggressor at the moment, just trying to hang in there. And if he goes on, which we expect he will now, Novak, to win this, it'll be interesting to hear how impressed he is with this young man. Super impressed, I would think. Have to be.
First.
He's even got that behind the back.
For Chile.
Seems like the bubble is bursting, doesn't it? Over 3 sets, he had a realistic chance tonight. 5 sets is a different story.
Yeah, I think this is the 24th match here at the Australian Open for Novak that's gone past the 3-hour mark. Let's not forget, this was just Prizmic's second tiebreaker tonight that he's ever played on tour.
A chasm in experience difference.
And Novak's had over 100 matches at Grand Slam level that have gone past the 3-hour mark. He's had 108 matches at Grand Slam level where he's led by 2 sets to 1, and he's lost just 5 times.
Djokovic leads by 2
It doesn't look as though he's going to lose a 6th.
Well, Dino wasn't missing that ball just 20 or 30 minutes ago. He was making every one. So good to have new young faces.
Seats, please. Thank you.
It's one-way traffic now, though.
Yeah, he's in beast mode at the moment. Novak, he's just locked in, refusing to miss. He's definitely got better in the last half an hour of play. I just thought that sort of, from the tie break, he was a little scratchy early in the third, but now he's just really tightened things up, and he will be loving tightening the screws on this young opponent.
Exhibition stuff with more than a hint of extreme excellence attached.
Well, he'd be breathing easier, no doubt about it, but he would have been gasping for breath for a period of tonight. He was under pressure for a long period here, and now the shackles have been loosened.
Look at that touch.
And Dino having to reach and scramble on virtually every point now.
It's been the finest exponent, Novak, of what I call Tetris tennis. As that's what you're going to give me. If you ever play Tetris, you get given the brick. That's where I'm going to put it. That's what he's been brilliant at. You give me that shot, I'm going to give you this one back. Hasn't had it his own way tonight in that regard. And that is down to the fact that he's playing somebody like Dino Prizmic, can almost move as well as he can. Hardest shot to hit that 15, when it's got no pace on 40. It. And the exhaustion has set in.
Well, it was surely a pipe dream to think that his camp really thought he could actually win.
You thought?
I was wondering. No, well, yes, I don't deny. But the reality, it's just so hard. They'll be happy though, won't they? They know they've got a ball player of the highest order.
Djokovic.
That is truly magnificent from Novak. And I guess he thought it was easier to play it rather than risk leaving it and for it to drop out, because I'm pretty sure it was going to drift wide.
all. 30-15.
Masterful. Just this play takes extreme skill to take the speed off that ball. Magnificent.
A lifetime of dedication to his craft.
Cain. Djokovic, new balls, please.
If winning was a vice, he'd be in rehab
Djokovic
because
leads 4
it is
games to
a
love.
pure addiction. All the miles over the years, all the miles just tonight, and yet the unconditional love. It's still there, as effervescent as ever. And still teaching the kids how to do it. The largest gap in terms of age in a men's singles Grand Slam match, this, between a world #1 and his opponent. 18 years and 75 days separate these two. Not much has separated them tonight for the opening 3 sets.
Love 15.
But there is a vast chasm between the two of them now.
All.
Pressing with the new balls. I'm sure he wants to finish it here. Novak. Get off the court now as quickly. He's had more than enough, I'm sure, on an opening night.
Well, there's one great returner sitting in the crowd tonight, the four-time champion, Andre Agassi. But surely even he would have been impressed with that.
Yeah, you just watch here, guys. You see the reaction. He just looks up at Andre and gives him a bit of a wink after that return. Andre gives him the fist.
Saw the funny side of it.
Yes.
Well, the best are usually imitated, but those two can never be duplicated. They are two very authentic, unique champions in their own way.
You have to admire this too.
Yeah, he's no smoke seller,
no.
Prizmic.
Character. At the end of the day, I think that's what makes the champion.
15 now. Fifteen all.
I'm married or married.
This is gutsy. And almost as impressive as anything else for
15,
me. To not lie down, to keep searching for more games, try to keep Djokovic out here as long as he possibly can. And I know I've mentioned it, but character. That's what a young player needs to learn early, and he's got it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, please. Fifteen, 40.
The reaction from Prizmic in the last game when he held on to his serve, perhaps the precursor to this mini revival coming. It wasn't a look of a man that thought he was defeated.
Just a bit short up the middle of the court. Will we get some luck? But you know what? I'm happy to give him that little bit of luck. I think he deserves it. One break pack.
Djokovic leads 4 games to 2.
Yeah, and in amongst the rubble of the opening 4 games of this 4th set, he has found something just a little bit. And those last couple of games were impressive from him.
Simply not to go away. So many players would have thought, no, I'm done. I can't stay with him any longer. Not this young man. Did this Englishman see that?
It's a good take, huh?
Well, that'll annoy Novak, you'd think.
15 love.
He still has to. He still has to compete now to get over the line. That no longer has the cushion of the double break.
Fifteen all.
This will not be an easy game for Prizmic to squeeze the gap to just 1 game. Been a little surprised at how extravagant Novak has been on some of these returns. I mean, he has really tried to put his foot down in terms of the speed on some of these first serve returns.
Getting behind Dino here, some of this crowd. They want more.
Let's first serve. Forty, 30.
A wide second serve.
15 love.
You know, just the physical effort of an 18-year-old has been impressive, hasn't it? I mean, he's done some mileage tonight. You have to be precocious as an 18-year-old. It's like a 2-year-old racehorse. You know, they're advanced, sort of big and strong before their time, and he's a bit like that. This is a bit of a rare case.
Novak hits the accelerator as he attempts to pump the brakes on the comeback from Prizmic.
Cain, Djokovic. Djokovic leads 5-3.
For a brief moment in the opening set, towards the end of it, he was luxuriating in the lead here in this opening round in Melbourne, but it has been anything but easy subsequent to that. Pushed right to the extremities of his skill set.
Love 15.
Clever. Just showcasing his all-around talent here, Novak. A deliberate short slice, not a drop shot. Takes the speed off the ball, brushes the strings lightly across. And brings his opponent forward.
Look of respect. That's what that was. That was an acknowledgement to the present and what may well be the future of men's tennis. And he may well be mentally tough, Novak Djokovic, but his skill set on a tennis court is simply exceptional. Showcased it in the last couple of points. Here are 3 match points.
15-14. Let's first. Fortune.
May not capture the win, but he has captured many hearts here tonight in Melbourne.
Not over till it's over, Mark.
Advantage, Djokovic. Let's proceed.
Well, I'm not going to forget him. I know that.
Yes.
And neither's anyone in this 15,000 seat stadium. The beginning.
15 love. Thank you. That's enough now. Thank you.
Prizmic, like so many before him, finding there are no perfect answers to the world #1's best tennis. We have seen the rich array of shots from Djokovic tonight.
It's been memorable.
The longest opening round in terms of time of Djokovic's career at the majors. It's 29 consecutive wins for Novak at the Australian Open.
6-7, 6-3, 6-4.